welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. We have done it! After all this time, all this journeying, all the crap that they've gone through, Yuna and her party have finally made it to Zanarkand. Now, look around here. Well, we've basically known for a little while that Zanarkand, historical Zanarkand and the Zanarkand that Tidus came from are different places. There's no really simple way to explain it. Just the idea that Zanarkand was at war with Bavel. Now, Bavel still exists to this day and is like a leading factor in the religion of Yevon. But they were at war with each other, and they're largely using machines to fight each other, you know, robots, guns, all that kind of thing. Zanarkand, on the other hand, had the additional support from summoners, people who would summon the Aeons and all that kind of stuff. War didn't go so well for Zanarkand. They got their asses handed to them.
Looks like the VOD plane.
Close enough.
So Zanarkand freaked. They figure, okay, we're not going to survive this war. We have an idea to try and save not so much the city itself, or maybe even the people inside of it, but the idea of Zanarkand. Save that, because that's what they figured was important, preserving their culture and all that kind of crap. Well, this is what they did. They put themselves to sleep, similar to the way that a person submits himself as a faith to turn into an Aeon. And then they all sort of went to sleep as though they were sort of like becoming an Aeon, something we summoned. But instead of summoning an Aeon, it summoned a dream version of Zanarkand. And after 1,000 years, they want that to end.
Journeyer of the long road, name yourself.
I am the summoner Yuna. I have come from the island of Besaid.
Your eyes, my dear, show me the long road you have traveled. Very good. You have journeyed well.
Who the hell's this guy?
Lady Yuna Leska will surely welcome your arrival. Go to her now and bring your guardians with you. Go.
If you recognize this backdrop from Dream Zanarkand, this is the entrance to the Blitzball Arena. Of course, it's been destroyed for 1,000 years, so it's kind of in ruins. Yep.
If it might benefit the future of Spira, I will gladly give my life. It is the highest honor for which a guardian might ask. Use my life, Lady Yoken, and rid Spira of sin. What was that?
Our predecessors.
She said Lady Yoken, didn't she? Wait, she guarded High Summoner Yoken?
This dome is filled with fireflies. It's like one gigantic sphere. People's thoughts remain here, forever.
In the previous episode, in the last episode, I made mention of something which may come across as a little bit messed up, or not messed up, but sort of a little bit incorrect. I had mentioned how during the approach across Mount Gagazet and approaching Zanarkand, it was an area where the geography was very different from the Dream Zanarkand. Dream Zanarkand was an island off in the middle of the ocean, and there was no land anywhere near it. Whereas Zanarkand, the historical Zanarkand, was something which you could walk to, and yes, I have in fact walked to it. There is some water around the city, but like it's still different. It doesn't really look like the same place. Of course, we all know that it isn't the same Zanarkand at this point, but I just wanted to clarify that because I was looking at the screen a minute ago, and yeah, there was a lot of water around out there. This must be a weird thing for Tidus at this point, because he knows that at this point that this is not his Zanarkand. He did not come from here. In fact, for quite a while he sort of thought of his Zanarkand as being a different place than the one in Spira. But everything kind of looks the same. Look at this Blitzball arena here. I mean, you can see the wreckage of the machine that held the bubble of water up, sitting there. And from his perspective, not that long ago, he was standing in this arena, or one like it, and playing his game there. And now it's all wrecked by 1,000 years. I mean, that's got to be mind-blowing. Of course, it's probably not the first thing on his mind. Probably worried about Yuna at this point, because he knows he's coming pretty close to her death. I tell you, this monster is such a pain. Okay, it is susceptible to mental break, armor break, and I believe it can be blinded. You see, in this area, you'll see a lot of the enemies around here. You see a lot of ghosts of, I don't know, maybe they were Bavel soldiers that attacked Zanarkand, or maybe they were Zanarkand soldiers trying to fight back. And a lot of machines that were probably soldiers used in the war. I think it's kind of funny to point out that Zanarkand was the one that had all of the summoners. And it was Bavel who later sort of adopted that sort of mentality, relying on summoners rather than technology, when it was Bavel which exclusively relied on technology to fight its battles. Then when Sin came about, and Sin came around towards the end of that war, for reasons which we haven't really explored yet. When Sin came around and Zanarkand was destroyed, Bavel went and adopted this whole use the summoner rather than technology thing, and that technology is bad, and technology is the reason why Sin exists. And then they spread the rumor that Sin was what destroyed Zanarkand. Now, I don't think it's really explicitly stated during the game, but it's certainly implied that, towards the end anyway,
No time to waste. Let's go.
that Sin did not destroy Zanarkand, that it was actually destroyed during the war. Then Sin came about after Zanarkand went into its dream state. Ooh, 10,000 gil. There are a lot of fireflies around here, and a lot of enemies. Look how many times I'm getting luck in the battles. I wonder how long this structure can last before it completely collapses. I mean, it's certainly not in good condition now.
No! Mother, no! I don't want you to become a babe! There is no other way. Use me and defeat Sin. Only then will the people accept you. I don't care about them! I need you, Mother! No one else! I don't have much time left.
Hey, wasn't that...
Seymour?
That was Seymour as a child. No, we knew he was a summoner who's capable of summoning that gigantic anima creature. But what's this? We now find that that creature was actually his mother?
Hey, Braska, you don't have to do this.
Thank you for your concern.
Fine, I said my piece.
Well, I haven't. Lord Braska, let us go back. I don't want to see you die.
You knew this was to happen, my friend.
Yes, but I cannot accept it.
Oren, I am honored that you care for me so. But I have come to kill grief itself. I will defeat Sin and lift the veil of sorrow covering Spira. Please understand, Orin.
Okay, and the past two visions we saw were from 10 years prior. Apparently, Seymour arrived first to get the final Aeon, because the mother was saying something about going and retrieving Sin, becoming, well, whatever. Getting the final Aeon to defeat Sin. But history tells us that no, Seymour didn't actually destroy Sin. It was High Summoner Braska that did it. So obviously he didn't go through it. And maybe he knew that, oh, he would die if he did it. So there's a few details in there that we haven't really learned the details about, and I don't want to go into right now. Oh, I don't know why I'm showing you this. Filling in some sphere grid areas. Both my Kamari and my Riku were held up on their sphere grids because I didn't have any level 3 key spheres, which would open up the path further along. Riku wasn't that held up, she was only held up for a few levels, but Kamari had like 7 or 8. Key spheres are such a pain in the ass. It's weird that this old Blitzball arena has essentially turned into their temple. It's weird. You're seeing what are effectively the ghosts of these people. But we know that both Orin and Jack are not dead.
Trials ahead?
Probably.
Here too, huh? Give me a break. I was expecting, parades and fireworks.
You can ask for them after I defeat Sin.
It appears that this whole problem Guardians have with their summoners going off to kill themselves, effectively kill themselves in the battle with Sin, that's nothing new. And summoners from years past have always had to deal with the same thing. Now, for some weird reason, just like in a couple of earlier parts in the game here screwed up, and the controls got reversed. So when I tell Tidus to go up, he'd go down. When I tell him to go right, he'd go left. And all of that. It was really messed up. So you see me running around kind of like an idiot. The idea here, this puzzle, is to go and fill in these Tetris pieces. Step on this one. Do not step on that one. You don't want any square ones. You have to fill in the spaces up top. Now really the idea of this little puzzle right here is to get you used to the idea. Because in the next section, you're going to have to do it much harder. Don't step on that one. You're going to have to do this puzzle again a little bit later on, 2 or 3 times, and it's going to be much harder. Okay, that's enough screwing around. Head down here, and let's do it right. You gotta step on the right piece, because stepping on the wrong one will result in the puzzle getting reset. Now 4 of these pedestals have to be pushed back into the cove that they came out of. When you do that, in the next room, another puzzle similar to the one that we had just completed will start up, and then you have to go and sort of do the same thing we just did over again. Only the area is much bigger, there are more available pieces for you to choose from, meaning there are more wrong pieces. So you don't want to... It can be a real pain in the ass. Now, what I'm doing right now is completely pointless. There was no reason for me to take that sphere out and then run away with it. At least not yet. What you want to do is go and push one of these pedestals in. And there's a new pattern we have to find. Okay. Okay, I decided I didn't want to do that one, apparently. That's the pattern we have to find. In order to do this, we're going to have to put this sphere back. Oh, that was the wrong piece. Put the sphere back. Let's do this. This can be a real pain in the ass. I really didn't like this puzzle. I had to do it a couple of times before I got it right. Because not every piece you step on is going to be right. And there are some shape pieces, not the yellow, the white squares, that would mess you up anyway. But like, for example, that piece is not going to be needed for every puzzle and will mess you up. Make sure you pick all of the right pieces. Don't run around too much because you might trigger something you didn't want to trigger. There we go. Puzzle 1 down. Or you could say that was number 2. Now we have to go push another one of those in and do another puzzle. Of course, the control scheme gets messed up whenever I went into that room. Can't push this one in. Get a good look at the picture up top. Sorry for the cut, but I had to cut out a failed attempt. If you'll notice on the floor, it's really a little bit hard to see because of the colors aren't really all that different. But you can see a slight discoloration. And those colors show you what when you step on the lighted platform will light up. It can give you an idea of which ones you need to step on. Unfortunately, it's not perfect. Meaning it doesn't, you may not get the right idea of what gets lit up when you step on something. Okay, I need one more, it looks like. There we go. Third puzzle down. Or second, or however you want to look at it. No, not that one. You've already tried that one, idiot. Just to let you know, at the end of this puzzle, I'll end the episode. So, if you don't feel like watching the rest of this puzzle, just feel free to cut it off now. You won't be missing much. Even though there are 3 pedestals left, you're only going to be needing to do this one more. Even though this puzzle can be difficult when you first start doing it, once you learn where all the pieces are, it's much easier to find them, and you can just run around picking off the individual ones that you need, rather than experimenting with it like you would do before when you first started. Here we go, that was the last Tetris puzzle we needed to fill out. But we still have 2 more glyphs we need to light up. How do you do that? Well, you're gonna have to go and pull out this Kilika sphere. Take it down here and place it in one of these 2 pedestals. Where are you going? When you place it in, it'll retract into the wall, and that'll light the glyph. Then just go get the other sphere, bring it back out here, and insert it in the other pedestal, and there you go. Well, there we have it. Thanks for watching. That's the end of the puzzle, so it's the end of the episode. So, I hope you come back and check the next episode out, where we'll go down into the chamber below and go talk to Yuna.